Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to the Fair Income channel. First of all, Ramadan Mubarak. If you are watching this, we're probably a couple days in. Nonetheless, Ramadan Mubarak to you and your families. Thank you for coming back to our channel. Today we spoke just a little bit about Ramadan prep, our goals for Ramadan, Ali's challenge with all the warriors in his group chat. And yeah, hopefully you can enjoy this app, take something from it, and welcome back.
Yeah, prime example is like you guys would have went to the iftars, like the societies and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like the ones that are living here and they have no family or whatever, and that time they're breaking it at the university, it's probably the best time of their day type of thing.
That's true.
And us, it's like, because it's like I want to get home but I can't because I miss my bus or whatever, I've got a thing, you know what I mean?
You're talking about like the international students and that?
Yeah, the international
fast
students.
in the mosque, like that's their social, and then they go home to alone. And us, we look at it like, why would you want to eat there? You can eat with your family.
Yeah.
So
we started this Ramadan fitness challenge basically, and it started from one of the brothers at the warehouse. Giving me the idea, said, "Oh, we should do this. What do you think of this idea for Ramadan? I think it'd be great for all the brothers." Initially, it was going to be just like, you know, immediate friends, his friends and my friend, like just kind of coming together because he wanted to meet more brothers similar ambition in terms of fitness wise. And then I got some like thinking to do like with the idea, maybe we should do more because it's Ramadan, just make the more the better, just to like spread the khair. So I posted a story yesterday to see who wants to join, you know, blah blah blah. It's like a judgment free zone, like we actually want to encourage people.
What could they be judging each other?
No, but like, you know, people.
What are you laughing about the judgment free zone?
I had to say it though.
Yeah, because just to me, sometimes like it's actually a very good thing to do so people feel comfortable because everyone could be at different levels, but it just depends on people's motivation. Yeah. Sometimes people need people need to get pushed, and then it's that fine line between pushing and then people are going to say, "Are you judging me because I failed the challenge and I only did one day?" It's like that kind of thing, because I get motivated in groups differently than other people.
Yeah.
So then when I hear judgment free, you know, that's when someone fails a day, you're like, "It's okay, buddy." It's like,
I know.
What does that mean?
You can look at it in two ways, but there's also a chance I was thinking that brothers could join this challenge from like maybe not going to the gym or doing any sort of fitness. It's like, okay, this is my chance. I actually got some support from other brothers and I'm going to start now.
Okay, I get
So in that sort of way, like, because maybe they're not familiar with the gym, maybe they don't know what to do, and it's like, oh, what do I do? I feel a bit scared to ask questions here and there.
Would you recommend on day one somebody taking a photo with somebody else, shaking their hand, promising that they're going to start their diet that day?
I would love that, bro. I wonder if someone did that.
Like take like photo with like tops on or tops off?
Where'd you go, bro?
Wait, because because
Where'd you go, bro?
no, because I'm
Rings
thinking
out or not?
if it's at the start of the
Judgment freezer, my bad.
Yeah.
True.
Because if it's at if it's at the start of the challenge, like let's say it's like a weight loss journey or something like that, you have evidence at day 30.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that is
But-
true.
No, top
No,
off.
you're talking about.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you
like,
think-
sorry, go.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask these boys because
Yeah, go for it.
they were smiling a bit about the judgment free zone and stuff.
A lot.
Do you think we should like normalize like things like fat shaming and like just telling people straight?
Should we
and stuff?
normalize?
Look, maybe not
it's
that.
a good question.
Yeah,
Just sounds
I think we should normalize being honest with each other. That's what it is. More
Yeah.
like if someone asks me like, "Hey, do you think I'm a bit out of shape?" You know, if we're very close friends, you can like, for example, you know, I just got married, so then sometimes people can be like, you know, I added, you know, if you add weight when you get married, that's a normal common thing. People can be like,
MashaAllah.
I'm the same way. I check the scale. But
You checked
it's one of those things where someone you can add 5-10 kilos, and then someone doesn't want to tell you because they might feel like you're getting hurt. But then a close friend will be honest, say, "Hey, look, bro, you're letting yourself go, you know, a bit." And that's obviously personal choice if you want to add the weight and you don't really care about getting back in shape. But then I think we should be more honest with each other, and that's more what it is. And that's where the fat shaming and maybe like
Constructive criticism and all that. Yeah.
it's how you give it.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
if you're close enough, we shouldn't be scared like, "Hey, you know, so how you've added some kilos," or "Hey, Ali, you're doing this," or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah, and you don't
Yeah.
finish off with just saying that statement. You continue to say, "Look, I want to give you advice. I think you should do this and that," and that's
I
where
feel
it
like
shows
if-
you're coming from a good place.
Yeah, I feel like if you genuinely are close with a person, to go out of your way to make that known to them, that kind of helps like benefit or kickstart something, it's going to change their life for the better. You should be able to have that transparency enough to go, cuz listen, you are packing on a few pounds.
Yeah.
You can see your butt from the front.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to.
But honestly, some people don't care. Like some people don't care about their physical appearance in the sense of like if they added a couple kilos or if they're not going gym or whatever, they don't care. So you might even start chatting to someone about it and they're just like, I don't really care. That's not a priority for me. So it's one of those things where you have to understand the person you're talking to. But I think you're talking about like when Goggins talks about someone that goes, I'm a bit out of shape. It's like, nah, you're fat. That's what When someone goes, I'm adding on a couple kilos, like
the way
more like extra 15.
I'm
strong boned.
The way the way we word things and stuff as well.
You're just gonna be real with each other. That's maybe where Ali's judgment zone. He'll get some practice here.
Yeah.
So is it specifically focused on fitness goals in Ramadan, or is also doing a little bit of something else?
So right now it's obviously Ramadan. Who knows like afterwards if we'll continue or not. But it is of course a mix because it wouldn't be right if it's only fitness because then it's like, oh, you're taking fitness too far then because that's not priority. So there are certain requirements about like maybe sunnah praise or going tarawih a certain amount of nights per week.
Okay.
And it's just mixing the two. And just because you mix the two, because fitness can actually help you, it can enhance the other aspects in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially the quality of hours in terms of energy throughout your day, like feeling like the mobility throughout your day, getting good, being more conscious about your sleep and the foods you eat. Because like mostly in Ramadan, like it's probably Ramadan is the most important month of the year in terms of what you consume food-wise. Because all the hours you're not consuming, and you're pushing your body like to certain limits that it's not used to at the time, you need good fuel. So like certain things are just about being conscious on those things, and that's where the encouragement comes in. I was even talking to my dad about this, and he was even saying that, which was a great reminder that you might have all these like friends or a strong social circle, but you forget that there could be other brothers out there that actually need that in their life. And I feel like brotherhood can go a long way. It can be very powerful. So that's why I think we're open to like anyone basically joining the group. That's why I posted online, Bismillah. Someone I haven't spoken in years, khalas, just come. It doesn't matter.
I like that.
There's also rewards for us as Muslims to be in gatherings of more than 2-3 people, you know? Like for example, like Salat, if you do in a Jama'ah, you get multiple times the reward. You know, for example, when you're in a group setting or if there's like a lecture or something like that going on, which you can't really do on your own, there's like angels that are also around and blessing the gathering. These are all gatherings with other human beings, and like people require that even on a human being type of level, on a basic necessities level. All of us have that basic need to belong and to want to be around human beings and have that social interaction. So it's a normal kind of like, you know, inclination to be wanting to be around other human beings, and it is important to be able to help other people fulfill that. And for you to do that and to do that for the sake of Allah can be, you know, your own sadaqah, bro. So good on you, man.
And plus Ramadan in of itself is rough when you're doing it alone. Like if you think about like
it's a struggle.
It's a proper struggle, bro, because in of itself, even when you have like a nice community and everything, you're already tired, you're knackered, you're everything as it is type of thing. But then you feel for, I guess, like the recent reverts. Do you get what I mean? Or the single mothers that are going through it and all this kind of stuff, where their Ramadan is a different type of Ramadan. You know what I mean? Because I remember like even when my family or majority of them left or they went overseas for a little bit, and I spent like my first Ramadan like technically alone, and it was just me and my brother. Ramadan's not the same. You know what I mean? Because you think as a child, you go, oh, what's memorable about Ramadan? It's like in a Somali household, it's like, oh, you can't wait for the smell of sambus after you come back home from school. Cooking as your mum and your sisters, and obviously I'm helping out in that, you know what I mean? Cooking as it begins, and it's like you associate those things, and then late at night, tarawih with the boys or in your family and all that kind of stuff. But then you go with that, then it's just you know what I mean? And then after, to a degree as well, is like, and alhamdulillah for this, like that love that we have for Ramadan, you can't sort of expect that on the person that's gone through it alone, because they're going through it from a complete different angle.
And we're usually oblivious to that because we're so occupied in our own, you know, schedule, whatever's going on now, Ramadan, that you see the brother, but then you've got no idea what's going through at his house.
Prime example is like you guys would have went to the iftars, like the societies and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like the ones that are living here and they have no family or whatever, and that time they're breaking it at the university, it's probably the best time of their day type of thing.
That's true.
And us, it's like, because it's like I want to get home but I can't because I miss my bus or whatever, I got a thing, you know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
talk about like the international students and that.
Yeah, the
breaking
international
fast in
students.
the
Yeah,
mosque,
yeah.
like that's their social, and then they go home to alone. Then us, we look at it and like, why would you want to eat there? You can eat with your family.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I guess it's good also just to touch on another topic to kind of just redirect it. Like it's good to listen to other people talk about their Ramadan prep. That's something that's helped me because I know that I was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
get
God.
these thoughts, right?
Yeah. It hits me. It's like, bro, I'm not ready for this. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't want to go to. I don't know. I don't want to go into it, like feeling like I wasted all the days at the start, and then kind of like trying to catch up at the end, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Like how they have the analogy that Ramadan is a guest,
Yeah.
and then it's like, do you treat this as a guest? He's like, yeah, okay, this guy came unexpected, but khalas, let him come in, give him shoy and kick him out, or do you want to treat him as a guest? Yeah, Allah, this guy come, oh my God, clean the house, whatever it is. And I think Faisal from Freshly Ghana is talking about this. That's why I'm like, I recommend people going to watch different people's Ramadan prep episodes because it kind of gets you in the headspace to start. Even, for example, hearing about people's suhoor and some kind of tips and tricks that have worked for them. If something's worked for them, more than likely would work for you too. So like, there was something that I'd done that one of the brothers said on that podcast that I'd done in the past that worked perfectly for me. Like 2-3 years ago, I did the wrong thing, which was smashing down like a couple packets of Indomie noodles and like toast, avocado toast, whatever it is. And during the day, I'm sluggish, I'm out of it, my head's hurting, this and that, and I need water because I'm dehydrated. And then I realized, like last year or the year before, I just have 3 dates, and then you just have little coffee, like a liter or 2 of water in the morning, and then go about your day, and you don't actually require food.
I think the first 10 to 15 days is different than the next 15 to day 30.
Yeah.
Like your body adapts. Like even I know day 25, I can literally just get up, have a glass of water, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
One thing is obviously the Melbourne time difference, but the first 10 days, like I wake up, like this morning I woke up and I'm thirsty. It's like, obviously I didn't wake up with God, but your body's not used to not eating. So it like the first 10 days you are going to go a bit harder, which is fine, but find out what foods, keep you full. Slow digesting carbs, getting your protein in, getting your, if it's healthy fats, whatever it is. Just find someone you like and then get some reference points from them.
100%.
So like, be more conscious of your eating, essentially. That's a big one.
Just your habits are going to change, and you kind of just have to trust the process. Unless you've been fasting, like people recommend in Sha'ban. I didn't fast a day. So it's going to be like a caffeine withdrawal, headaches and stuff. But you just got to trust the process, do whatever you can. And everyone's different.
Facts.
So just early on, try different things. Like, okay, this morning I want to have this, and let's see if that helps,
Yeah, ideally, I want to be able to do my my suhoor, pray my fajr, hopefully in the mosque, inshallah. And then I want to start work straight after because I know I'm going to have a coffee in the morning, so I'm going to have that caffeine hit.
Is your work flexible?
I hope so. This is the thing. I hope so. Well, I would have found out by the time this episode's out. So, yes. Let's do the cut. Yes, it is. No, it's not. But no, I'm hoping. I'm going to talk to my managers, inshallah. Obviously, there's a Muslim organization, so I think they'd get it. But I think the goal is to actually maximize that early part of the morning, seeing as like I'm already awake and I'm alert, and usually they say there's more barakah in the work that you do straight after Fajr. This would be a good a good stepping stone into possibly what could be a habit for the rest of my life.
Habit stacking, I guess.
But we'll see how it goes, bro. Like in the end of the day, I'll work around it. I have to, gotta adapt. But as long as I get my coffee in the morning and I don't get no withdrawal headaches, I'm good.
Is there a person or podcast or video you watched about Ramadan prep that you might say, hey, that was actually pretty good? Obviously it worked for Sahel, it might not work for everyone, but then just someone to start with.
I'll give you a mix, okay? Hoblos, yelling at you, telling me I'm not interested.
You do need it at times.
Hoblos, number 1. Number 2, the boys at Freshly Grounded, when they did the one about their Ramadan prep, it's a bit more of like an informal chat amongst a couple of boys. It gives you a different perspective. And then number 3 would be make sure that you're actually maintaining, you're up to date with Yaqeen Institute stuff. Because I think what they've put out there recently was really good. Like he done a 5 tips thing for Omar
Omar
Suleiman.
Suleiman. So
And I'm not too sure the African African brother's name.
Abdullah Adura.
Yeah,
something.
they did like a 5 tips for
Yeah, Allah
Taraweeh.
Mubarak, he's a machine.
Yeah, they're
He's
very
a
good,
big
bro.
gym guy, man.
Oh, like
I want to
a-
verse him at
like-
table
yeah.
tennis here. Have you seen the banter? Him
When
and
they
us?
come to Australia,
Yeah,
inshallah.
inshallah.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
that'll be
That's
mad.
good.
So we'll
Yeah.
put that out there.
So
yeah?
Yaqeen Institute.
Yeah, so
Mm.
they actually they put out some stuff that's really good. I remember last year was the
The angel.
30 for 30 series. It was about the was it 30
Quran?
for 30 series?
No.
It was meeting
about
Muhammad.
the year after.
It was meeting Muhammad last year, and the year before that, angels in your presence.
Yeah.
And the
Angels
year
in your
before that,
presence.
Allah
Yeah.
loves.
I'm talking about the stuff that happens in the afterlife.
So he's right. No, it was
the
the
Afterlife
afterlife.
series.
Yeah, it was the afterlife series last
That
year.
was
I was meeting Muhammad the year before.
Yeah, no, Angels was the year before, and then I think Media Muhammad was
Nah,
the year
meeting
before.
Muhammad wasn't that
Me
late.
and Muhammad was the year before. I
Okay,
was
so the
watching-
Angels,
Oh,
was,
this is-
Angels the first one.
we can
Yeah.
always check. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
realized.
yeah, I know. Why
There's
we
no
arguing?
There's also Allah loves.
Now, I want, is that a curiosity?
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, yeah.
Only because I was listening to the Sira last year,
Yeah.
and the same time that came out, and I'm like, what should I listen to?
Yeah. I think, like you said, it's very, very good concept.
Bro,
Yeah.
honestly,
Amazing.
like hearing what Muhammad Sulaiman said, he gave a tip. He goes, for this year, he goes, when you're in Taraweeh, when you start from the start, so you go first day to Taraweeh, he goes, make sure that you, in order to be able to do the khatam of the Quran with the sheikh, follow along with him, go home after he's read all the surot in the salah, and read the tafsir when you get home. He's like, that's probably the best way to be able to maintain, your khatam at the same time you're doing you're basically habit stacking.
Yeah.
But you're habit stacking with a bit more of a process or a thing. So, and I think also on our podcast with Naveed, how do you say
Yeah,
his name?
Navaid Aziz.
Naveed, Allahumma barik, bro. He said, as long as you're praying from the start of when the sheikh starts and when he ends, he goes, it's considered like a full night of salah.
Mm.
Like, it's considered,
that's amazing.
For sure, for sure.
So, bro, beautiful.
So to ask you, so obviously considering the last couple of years and stuff, do you go into Ramadan now being intentional? Hey, yo, let
Do
me
you
try.
really have a plan?
Yeah, do you have like a plan type
If
of thing?
I tell you I did, I'd be lying.
Okay, for sure.
100%.
Mm.
I'm gonna try my best. I think it'll kick in after Taraweeh tonight, which probably be like fourth night by now, but
Yeah.
because they're watching the episode a bit later. But
Crazy.
like after tonight, I think it'll kick in, and then I think I just want to settle in for a day or so,
Mm.
and then roll off of that.
Yeah.
You might even need longer, bro.
Probably.
Yeah, just
Like,
You don't want to get
to
overwhelmed.
get the idea that all free time, like you might stop TV shows, might stop movies, and you want to listen to lectures, and you want to read Quran after every salat, and you want to pray every sunnah and pray at the mosque 1 hour a day. You know,
100%.
it's a lot to change in one day.
Yep.
And you kind of
I get you 100%. So if at least by the end of it, all these practices and processes that I wanted to implement are in it, and then I can leave Ramadan with those same habits and maintain that. And I heard it's kind of it's basically like a Kickstarter for the rest of your year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
it's like something that
Yeah.
kind of pushes you along. So it kind of gives you a bit of a push. You know,
Yeah.
like Mr. Bean. Have you ever watched Mr. Bean's Holiday?
No, I
No
watched
one's ever
I
watched
watched
Mr.
Mr.
Bean.
Bean.
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
Mr.
Mr.
Bean.
Bean's
yeah.
Holiday grabs onto the edge of the car and the car takes him when he's on the bike. And then he
Yeah.
lets go and then he just flies on the bike.
Yeah.
No, he's got no clue.
Yeah,
but
Isn't
that when you
I'll put the reference in
Isn't
there.
that when you remembered you learned some gestures as well with your hand gestures?
He doesn't talk.
No, I didn't want to do it. Gestures. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I know it's
Oh no
When he was
no.
driving,
It's
that's
the
that's
Mr.
a
Bean's
different
Holiday.
movie.
It's the
Oh,
movie. It's the
okay.
movie.
What's the head?
This is when he's
I'm not
traveling
gonna do the head
around.
gesture, bro.
It's when he's
We
in
won't use
France.
this camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in France. He's
It's
stuck in the.
It's
the
literally
thing
just
on the
like
bike.
this. He's like,
That's the one who's in Los Angeles.
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There's too many of
But,
them.
yeah. But apparently there's only like 8 episodes. But we carry on. Yeah.
It's actually good. I'm the same. I haven't planned anything yet. Like I haven't wrote down. I know these guys have challenges that you want to kind of smash out. I haven't even thought about if I want to do a challenge, like as in full time putting towards it. But what I'm doing is like I'm waiting to see how things go for the first couple of days. It's like okay, now I understand what I could do and trying to have like a morning schedule. But I'm trying to not fall behind on khatam. If that's like a goal. Like, okay, with a lecture, with Taraweeh, that can come over a couple of days. But if you fall behind on, like if you say on the day 7, you decide you want to do khatam, you're like 140 pages behind.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, the minimum I'll do is 20. And then later on, you're like, okay, now I can bump it up to, whatever it is.
For sure.
So
Yeah, bro. Like.
And not even, I think burning out is the other thing as well, because delving onto like piggybacking off Susa's comment about it being a kickstart to the rest of your year. Because a lot of times you leave Ramadan and you're not like, I don't think anyone does, or at least I haven't, where you're like, oh, thank God it's over type of thing. You're like, damn, Ramadan left us. It's kind of like a bittersweet feeling, yeah. And most of the time you're burnt out. Like the Eid prayer afterwards, you just want to sleep the next morning type of thing. You just want to relax, and it's like everything type of thing. You know what I mean? So I think the other thing is just like pacing yourself out towards throughout Ramadan. So then by the time you get to the end of it, you're not trying to catch up and you know get sick and all that kind of stuff. You know,
Sure.
like that's a big one because time is a big concept. Like I said this on last year's episode when we talk about it, but time's a big one, and especially now in Australia. And going next few years going forward as well. Now we're going back into, I guess, the summer side of timings and all that. Like our days are longer.
Yep.
And I don't think the fasting of itself is the harder thing because it's only like around 12 hours or so.
Yeah.
I think it's more so the Isha side of things, you know, because like
praying Taraweeh at,
yeah.
like 10 o'clock or whatever.
It gets tight.
10
The
o'clock.
schedule gets a lot tighter. Yeah.
Exactly. And the turnaround with sleep.
Yeah. I think everyone has to look at Ramadan differently, you know, because your own schedule. Someone works 9 to 5, someone works at night, someone plays sports. They have completely different schedules. Like even the idea of Taraweeh, if someone is trying to like play professionally sport, they might go training 2-3 days a week at night. And they can't go Taraweeh. But what I like to do is I like to look at Ramadan and see what's the best bang for your buck. You know what I mean? The month is for the Quran, you know, and then it's like, okay, what does that mean? It's like, even if I have energy, the first priority is Quran. If I haven't done my X amount of pages a day, nothing else should happen. I shouldn't listen to a lecture, shouldn't pay extra sunnahs. It's like, okay, let's try to finish those pages, or at least a good chunk of that. And then it's like, okay, you know, what's the best sunnah we can pray? Sunnah Fajr. It's like, okay, boom. And then it's nice to pray Taraweeh, and it's obviously very good to do and encouraged to do, and as much sunnahs as you can. But the fard in the mosques, there's like nothing better than that. So it's like, okay, I can pray Taraweeh and Tahajjud all night, but it might actually be better to pray Fajr in the mosque. I don't know, we can ask a scholar, but those are kind of habits that you want to maintain, you know. It's like, okay, boom, if I can have Fajr and Isha at the mosque every day, it's a good thing to end the month in.
I get you.
You know,
So
and it's like, that's bang for your buck, you know?
You're basically speaking about people who need an alternative if they won't be able to make Taraweeh and stuff, yeah?
They can make Taraweeh. It's like the thing about, I listened to 3 hours of a lecture, but I didn't read Quran. It's really good to do,
Yeah, I get you.
but Quran, it's the month of Quran, you know, and obviously with Salat, there's nothing better than the Fard Salat.
You know, one thing that I think was a really good tip that Muhammad Sulaiman said was, as soon as you leave the Salah, I think it was Muhammad Sulaiman, the other brother, but anyways, when you leave the Salah, pray 2 rak'at when you get home, when you leave Taraweeh at night. He goes, that can be written down for you as tahajjud, even if it is after you've prayed the Witr prayer. He goes, do that, make your adhkar and make your dua in that situation. Because obviously this is the month of dua as well, yeah? We got to ask Allah. The best time to ask Him is now, because we don't have no barriers if the shaitan whispers and stuff. So it's probably the best time to kind of like make sure that you get all of your du'ats in line and you know, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from your heart, you know, what you want from Him, and because there's no barrier. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, bro. But one thing that I am intrigued to see is because last year's Ramadan, I didn't have a full-time job.
I did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So my thing is, how am I going to be able to react if I having a nap? Because I used to have a nap for about 3 hours during the day.
Yeah.
And actually, I might no, this year I'm going to work full time.
Yeah.
But no, like one thing that I did last year was in the last 10 days. Like for example, if I was to, I'm not saying I did or I didn't, but if I was to stay up all night and to pray the qiyam with the sheikh at the mosque, what would be the plan of action after? Because I'll still be drained, even if I ate suhoor and I had a coffee. Like after Fajr, I'll still be drained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be able to make it to 3 p.m. without a nap, or at least an extended sleep.
I know what you mean.
So what would be my reaction to the situation?
Yeah.
How would I go about it? Should I just take 10 days annual leave? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I get
might
you.
have to plan it out, yeah.
We'll see how
The
it
last 10
goes.
days is the hardest bit, because you want to go hard like 27th night and then you got work the next day. It is a tough one,
But
you know?
alhamdulillah, bro, like the one thing that Allah blessed me with is being at a Muslim organization where people understand the situation for what it is.
Alhamdulillah.
That's why I got to prep everything now.
Yeah.
Do my own work prep.
For sure.
Sure.
And
You'll probably leave Ramadan later on when you look back at this and you'll be like, damn, like I didn't know I could do it type of thing. But it's actually, I guess, and you work from home as well a couple of days as well now?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. I
Yeah.
work a couple of days in the office, a couple of days from home.
And the other, 3 days or so, you look at it and you'll be like, oh damn, I actually like could do that. It's like bigger in your head type of thing,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
But I think it all goes back down to, a little bit goes down to nutrition as well. you know, because
Big
like
time, big
because
time.
I personally, it's gonna sound a bit wild of a statement, but like hear me clearly when I say this. Yeah, I don't per se look forward towards Ramadan. You know what I mean? Until it hits me, type of thing, like the first couple of days, type of thing. You know.
Yeah, I get that.
And I was thinking about this because I was like, oh, every Ramadan when it comes about, like, I'm more on the anxious side of things. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's like, it's such a burden. I was speaking about this to you before as well, where it's like, it almost feels like a burden at the start because you make it seem to be a burden. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think it's the timing there.
yeah, but it's also the other thing as well. It's like, you know, that cliche saying, it's like, oh, it always comes at the time
You need it most.
when you need it most,
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So those things obviously feel a bit rough with you because it's gonna like ruffle a couple of feathers. It's gonna change up your time schedule and all of that
That's
kind of
so
stuff.
true.
You know what I mean? So
I get you.
you get me, yeah?
One thing that rolled that over for me,
Yeah.
and this is today actually. It wasn't
Yeah.
even like this is ages ago and I just let it sink in or whatever. It was actually today. I actually
Mm.
heard this. There's this, obviously, I think it's in the Quran or if it's a hadith. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on this, but you may love something that's no good for you,
yeah,
and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting you from it. And then you might hate something that's really good for you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed for you.
yeah.
So
Mm.
when it comes to this stuff, just know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a perfect planner.
Facts, yeah.
So these things coming to you at the best time.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet.
Exactly.
So I understand where you're coming from when you're like, bro, we just came out of nowhere. I don't know what to do. I don't feel prepped. And it's kind of like, it's a bit foggy for you now because you're like, what am I going to be like? What am I going
Yeah.
to do? Am I going to make the most of it? Am I just going to go about my day normally?
Yeah.
So,
But because you know what it is? It's because it was foreign for 11 months, you know?
Yeah.
And then now it's come, and then what's going to happen? I already know this. In 3 days, it's going to be like, usually it's not 3 days for me, I'm not even going to lie. It's probably like a week. Yeah. By a week in, it's become such a routine and a schedule. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And you know what's funny? That same feeling comes at the end of Ramadan. When Eid comes
Yeah.
about, and then after you're going home, like after work or something like that, and then now you've got the whole night free. You know what I mean? Well, before that, you're thinking your mum's going to tell you, hey, grab this for me on the way home. Or you're going to go, oh, I got to go Tarawih type of thing. Or you got to nut out this, and then, that's probably the right word. But you got to do this beforehand, you know what I mean? So it's like you're in that sort of time schedule. It's like you want the thing, you want what you don't have type of thing as well. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when you get it, you're like, oh, damn.
that's how we
It's-
are, man.
I think Ali is the opposite of us by you planned your Ramadan, yeah?
G'd up, yeah.
I have planned a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something that a lot of people probably resonate with.
It's
Yeah.
not for me. If I feel like when I don't plan, look, I haven't planned too much because I know I might get too excited. But because why I like to plan in general is because if I sit there, like for example, in front of my computer, I have all these YouTube channels I want to watch, series like Sulaiman or Tafsir or Quran. Like it's like what I do, how long do I do it, and then you can get overwhelmed. Whereas I've planned in a way where I'm starting with like a few priorities, take that for a few days, bismillah, like stay consistent with those things, and then I'll see what else I can add. Because if I add too many things at once, I'm going to be so tired. I'm having this feeling now of planning, but while I'm planning, I'm fueled. I've eaten food, I've drank water, but then when you're fasting, you know how you think. It's completely different.
Do you think organizing a challenge for all these brothers and stuff would be like overwhelming as well? Because something else you got to do in the meantime, you know?
No,
Because sometimes you're not focusing on yourself. You're trying to focus on, making sure the group chat's active and helping people and whatever.
Look, the good thing is the way we're organizing it isn't like I have to be on top of things every day, making sure, like, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of people in the group, so it's not a big deal. Even the main thing I'll say with the challenge is just posting of things you're doing, because like Sheikh Neve said about like healthy competition, like it might seem like, you're questioning your attention, why am I even doing that? You might be like you're showing off or oversharing, but then that's why we have it. So then people can see it's like, okay, that's a good idea. I should do that. I should hop onto this series. I should go to the gym at this time instead because of these reasons. So I think it's just not overwhelming yourself at the start because you get excited.
Facts.
You want to do everything at once, and then comes to day 10 and you're burnt out already.
Yeah. Would you consider like everyone in that group chat to be warriors?
Bro,
What's this guy talking about?
Marissa, did you see Marissa's comment? What was the comment?
I might have not been in the group chat then, so
Yeah, you came late.
What
bro.
did he say?
you never added me.
Read the first ever.
Yeah, because I never told you till now. Like the
Yeah.
chat.
Read the first ever message in the group chat.
It says Ashraf added.
What does it say?
Let's see.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
Yeah.
What does it say? Go quickly.
It says, yeah, mashallah, a group of warriors lying about you.
Mashallah, a group of warriors.
Can I quit now?
Nah, it's good, man. It's good. People getting G'd early, bro. So there's always going to be that. Obviously, it's a good thing. People getting G'd straight away. One of the brothers wrote a paragraph saying, Ramadan Mubarak and all that. But it's good, man. Like, even if you post one thing, it's like, it'll G the other brother up, bro. It's just healthy competition, man.
Do you have any international brothers in there?
There's a few, bro. One UK, Spain, Sweden.
Okay, good, bro. Well,
Yeah. The other brother that I shouted out, I remember last time, was Sweden. Yeah, he's in there as well.
Mashallah.
He's G'd.
Bro.
Better?
And I was even saying, like, just to switch it a bit, like with the challenge, another thing is not just for myself, but for other brothers to meet the other brothers in the group, basically. Because majority are from Melbourne, from maybe different areas. Willie knows a lot of the boys in the group as well. They're from different areas. So then even if they get the odd night where they get to meet similar ambitions, who knows if they become good friends, man, long friendship.
If it's like the group's actually active over the month, you can organize like an iftar.
Yeah. I think
good.
that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
there's like 50 boys in the group though.
If 30 come, you might add more. Like if people here listening and they didn't see your Instagram post,
Yeah.
how do they contact you? What do you want to give your number out to everyone?
No, relax. Sorry, they can contact Fair Income, and then we can take it from there, inshallah.
I think there's a 5 warrior limit per restaurant, isn't there?
What do you think?
Only Fair Income can come.
Wait, is there actually 60 people in the group chat?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Are you
No,
gonna?
almost, sorry. No, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Almost.
but is there a number you're gonna cap it off
No,
at?
I don't care. Like, honestly, because it's outside Ramadan.
I'm not trying to have my number out there like that.
Okay. No, but like, it's not randoms,
Yeah,
bro.
I
It's
think-
Commons brothers.
You exposed my TikTok almost, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's worse,
Put his
bro.
number in the group chat, bro.
That's worse, bro. But then if it was an outside Ramadan challenge, then khalas, you do it limited with your close friends. But inside Ramadan, the more the better, bro, for brothers.
Yeah,
So-
for
That's
sure.
good. You can like lead a community and stuff.
So you're gonna join?
You added me.
Yeah, but I just want to know. I want you to confirm.
I don't know what the challenge is. No one sent like what the rules are.
Okay.
At the
And
gym
there's
last
another
night.
group.
Talk more
There's
in
another
detail.
group where there's another challenge going on. So it's
It's a
like
bit different though. Yeah.
yeah.
No, but
How many
to a
challenges
degree,
are there?
but to a degree, Ali's challenge isn't because I think we
And
should talk about where you,
Musa's challenge. Yeah. it's
yeah,
not
and
just
Musa's
mine.
challenge. Sorry, yeah, Ali and Musa's challenge. Is there a name for the challenge?
No,
Warriors.
just, yeah, it should be warriors. Yeah.
Who's Musa?
That one of the brothers from the warehouse I said at the start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he initiated the idea. Allah bless him. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Ali, you should speak about where the idea sort of came from. But different to the other challenges, like 10 challenges going on at the moment.
No, Allah decided to.
They're watching the Vaid Aziz, Ustaz the Vaid Aziz, and they got G for challenges.
We'll just keep posting it.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I think his one isn't like a Ramadan based one, like specifically. It's more from the fitness aspect of it. But like he wants to, if I'm right, yeah, he wants to combine it with Ramadan because it's a perfect timing. Because a lot of the times when we go into Ramadan, we forget the fitness side of things. You know what I mean? We're just like, deen, work. We don't find time to actually go to the gym. So it's like, hey, if I guess 50 other boys or whatever can go to the gym amongst this time or whatever, then like sort of you can too. Because who's the guy that inspired the challenge or
Musa?
that program that you sent me?
I can't remember. The program you sent me.
I think-
Jocko Willick.
I'll read it out. I'll just go back. I'll go to my thing.
This guy just saying
I
names.
actually forgot. Chaka Uli. Imagine if talking about Ramadan. It's like you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
stop. You gotta
Is
go
it,
to the
is
gym.
it is it like a video?
I actually forgot. Oh, no, actually.
So,
Yes,
Hala,
man.
What was the last thing we even said?
so Hala, after all these challenges have been made and
Yes.
so on and so forth,
Hala, are you giving a
What's
lecture at
the,
11 masjid or something?
press the most. Yeah. What's the end goal, inshallah? What's the end goal? What do you want to see after Ramadan? What's the hope for all of us?
Honestly, if it's for all the brothers, firstly, to come together and push each other in general to just become better versions of themselves, more disciplined in all aspects, not just fitness. Even though the title's just fitness, but whereas it can enhance different aspects and just bring you all together.
Okay,
Inshallah, yeah.
I want to say one thing as well. It's like, obviously, to the audience out there that don't have like a community like this, you know what I mean? All it takes is like an initiation type of thing. So
Yeah.
Ali done it. Well, I guess a lot of the boys here,
You made
if-
it sound like it's some sort of a cult.
you know what I mean?
Initiation.
Yeah. Low-key.
Induction.
But if you guys want that, it's probably the people around you low-key want it. So take that first step. Do something,
I
I
like
guess,
that.
similar. Whether it's a Ramadan based one, whether it's a fitness based one, whether it's self-development. It only takes one person to make that move, yeah?
Change you want to see in the world.
Be the
huh?
change you want to see in the world.
Look at
Start a
you.
It's
movement.
bigger than Black and White.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, good, inshallah. Let's just, I reckon it's a good time to wrap it up.
Mm.
Ramadan Mubarak to everyone watching. Probably a bit delayed, but we'll put it out there anyway. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week, I guess. Assalamu alaikum.
Ciao.